This training, I'm going to show you how you can move the Joomla website that we designed on the local system online. Don't forget, this is a site that we designed. Let's go to the home page. This is a site that we built. So we want to move this site online. And don't forget that the site was in a folder called JJ5, and the name of the database that we use to host the database file for this website is JO5. So what we need to do is to move the database file and the content of the website. So you click on JO5, then click on export, then say export. So the system will export that. Then you now move over to where the file was hosted, JO5. Right click here and go to send to and click on compress. So the system will compress that file to a folder. So when you are through with that, you move both the database file and the web content to a folder. So this is my zip JJ5 web content, and this is my database file. So I'm going to move this online. So moving this online will require that first of all, I should have a domain name. So to have a domain name, you have to open to mira.com. From mira.com, you click on registers and click on accredited registers and click on that. You see the names of registers. So all these people can register a domain name for you, and they can also host your website for the period that you want. Registration of domain name. Domain name is like www.yahoo.com, .msn.com. It could be .johnson.com or .net.org, depending on the case. So once you choose your domain name, I use few servers to register a new domain. The first thing I'll do will be to search for the domain name. So it is available. And to register this is 7,000. So I click continue. So the next thing it will ask me to do will be to these are my domain name servers. Just click OK to that. Then this is my information. It's asking me to make payment for this. But I don't just want to register the domain name alone. I want to also do hosting. So we can go to services and let's order for a new service. So here, after the registration, you need to choose a package. This is the hosting packages that we have. We have starter pack, we have business pack, we have developer pack. So what you do is that you see the monthly rate and the annual rate and the spaces of the hard drive that you. So just all what you need to do is to order for it. So once your website is fully registered and open, they will give you what we call a cPanel username and password. For example, let's use this domain name tclcomputer.network.org. If I click on this, you will see that this is empty. So once we give you what we call the cPanel username and password, the cPanel here is like the Joomla admin environment. So you have to log in with the username and password given to you. So once you log in with it, see this cPanel environment. Okay, so we are the control panel of our domain name that we registered. So now the next thing will be to install Joomla. So I just scroll down here, you go down to where you have scripts. Then under scripts, you have all the software that you can install. So we have Joomla, we have Abente Card, PHP, BB, and the rest of them. So we're interested in Joomla, so we click on Joomla. So what we want to do is to install Joomla on this platform. So when you get to this environment, all what you need to do will be to just put in some settings and you'll be ready to go. So let's see, if I click on install now, so the system is telling me, is giving me some information that this Joomla is going to be installed in a folder called Joomla, and you can see it here. This is the path, this is our domain name, so this is going to be the directory. But it's telling me here, so this is the full directory, so we'll be opening it with this directory, and it's telling me here I could install 5.0.3 or I could click here to select any other one. Because of the fact that the thing that we use in developing our Joomla website from a local host both support 5.03 and 4.43, so we can use any of these. to get it stolen. So the most important thing we need to do here is to watch out for this. So here it's telling me that when I'm logging through the backend, that username is admin and the password is password1234. So I can leave it the way it is there. So I'll just click install. So the installation process is going on now. So it's going to create the database and it's going to get it installed for me. So let's see what it's saying here. It said it's telling me here that there is already a folder called Joomla 4. So I'm going to adjust this to Joomla 4.4. So I've changed the directory there, then I'll click on install. The process is going on now. Just wait for it to get to 100% and tell us that it's fully installed. So here it's telling me congratulations, your software has been successfully installed. So having done that, let's go and see what we've done. So I'm returning back to the control panel. From the control panel, I'll click on File Manager. And on File Manager, I'll click on Public HTML, or you can click on www, anyone. That's where you publish the content in the folder. So the initial files we are seeing here are my default website files. So, but you can see from here that Joomla 4.4 has been created automatically. So I will open here. So when you open, you can now see the content of the Joomla environment. So that means that if we want to open this website, we'll be going through our website /link/Joomla 4.4. So this is what has been installed for me. So I can just run this in to see what this site is looking like. So to do that, I'll just come around here and type the full name www.tclnetwork/joomla44/index.php. So when I click on that, see, trying to load. So this is a default site that has loaded. So this is the default site we have. So let's also confirm the database if it was created. So I will go back to my control panel, then I'll click on PHP admin under databases. And from here you can see that a Joomla database was created here. It's called tclnetwork_Joom838. So when you click here, you can now see the content of this database. So note this extension. This extension is very useful. That's what will help us to import in our database that we created while we're on the local system. So now that we've gotten our Joomla installed, we have seen the database and we've also have seen the web content. So what are the things that we need to do now in order to change this website to what we have on our local host? First, let's start with the database. Now, this database you're seeing here will have to be replaced. So how are we going to replace that? First, we need to copy the extension. So the extension here is JO. Let me copy the whole of this. So this is our extension. So we need to copy this handle. So this handle is what we're going to use to replace with the ones that we have. So I want you to watch and see something. So I'll click on this Joomla database. And I will come here and tell you to select all these tables. Select all these tables. Click here and say you should drop it. So I want to drop the contents of this table that has just been created. Then once it's dropped, then I will now go modify the handle of the one that we have on, I will click yes, the one that we have on a local, that we created from our local system, then now import it in here. So this is done. So if I click on my database again, click on my database, you can see that this database is completely empty. So now let me go to my local system. So I'm moving to my system here. I will open this web. This was the database that we backed up from our local PHP admin. So I'm going to, first of all, if I like, I can start from here. So let's change this handle to the new handle. Then I will now right click here and say open with Notepad++. So I'm here, and here again, I'm going to change all this handle to the new handle that we have. So what will I do? I'll go to Find. From this Find button, I'll click on Reset and Replace. So I want to replace JOS8U with the new handle that we have. So once I do that, I click on Replace All. So all of it has been replaced. Then I'll come here and click Save. So what have I done? All the tables that are created comes with that initial handle. But the handle that we got while we created our database on the local system is different from the one that's online. So I've just changed the handle, not necessarily the content of the tables. So I've changed the handle so that when I am exporting it to the database, everything will work together. So now I'm going to take this file online. I'm going to export this database to that empty database online. So I'll come around here. So you can see our database here. I'll click on import. Click choose file. So after clicking on choose file, I will go to my web content. Then I'll click on this database. So I want to import the entire database with this new handle to this table that you are seeing here, to the database that we have here. So I click on import here. So you give a little time. If there's no issue, the system will import the entire database to this new database environment that we have. You have to be patient to wait for it to import all the files. You can see from here that the system has successfully imported the file. So you can see 263 queries have been executed. So all the files have been imported. So we are through with the database part. Then the next thing we're going to do will be to go and work on our content. So I'll return back to our public HTML. Then I'll go to the folder that has our Joomla database 44. First thing I need to change will be the content of, I need to install, I'll go to the backend and install our template. So now I'm going to log in at the backend to install the theme, and of course to work on the content, modify the content so that our website will appear. So to do that, I will open to www.tclnetwork.org.ng/joomla44/administrator/index.php. So this is what it opens to. So I will now type in my username and the password. So here, these are some initial information that there is Joomla 5 now, but we are good to go with our 4.48. So while we are here, we'll go to Systems. Then I'll go to Extensions. So under this extension, I'm going to install a new theme. So I'll click on Browse. I'll search through my web folder for the theme. I just brought the theme there, so it's installing now. So it's finished installing. It's telling me that the installation of the package was successful. So I could go back to Systems. Then I'll click on Template Style. So I'm working online now, and I want to be sure that my theme is the default theme here. So from here, I can click on my Joomla to browse. When it opens here, you just type index.php. So this is how it's coming out at default theme. So I can now move ahead and edit on the theme. So I'm returning back to my public HTML. So there are two places that I need to work on here. First, the content of the, so I'm going to Joomla 4.4. First, the image folder will have to be replaced because that is where all our pictures were stored when we're working on the local host. And secondly, on the template, we're going to replace this theme template completely with the ones we have on the local system. So I'm going to delete this one out. Putting this one out now. So I'll go to my local system. So to go to my local system, I'll have to return back to XAMPP, and htdocs. From htdocs, I'll open to our folder, and from our folder, I'll go to this. Then I'm going to zip this. So this is what I'm going to zip and take up. So I'm compressing this file. I'll finish compressing it. I'll cut it from here and put it where it will be easier for me to move it up. So I'll put it among these ones here. So I will return back here, and while I'm here, I'll click upload. I'll click select file, and I'll click on this thing. No, I'll click on the content of my theme. Not the one that we use in the installation, but the one that we've worked on and we've edited all the files. So I put that in my web content. So this is what we're taking up now. So it's beginning to go up. Don't forget that you upload it at the right folder. I'm uploading it from the template folder. So it's here, appearing here as a zip file. So I still need to extract it here so that it will not, all the content will now be in a folder. So that's done. It's not showing, so you can move up one step, then open the template again, and you definitely see it. So you can now delete this one out in order to not to take a lot of space. So now this theme now you're seeing now is a new one that we had that we worked on a local system. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing we're going to replace is our images. If you recall, we've just installed images and these are the default images here. But on the work we did, if you open to the template, you see a lot of images that we've used. So I'm going to take this one up. So what will I do? I'll have to now, from the local system, right click on these images and click on compress to zip it. So it's appearing here. So I'm going to take this one up to replace the other one. So I will go back here. I'll go back to, where was I? I'm going back to my Joomla 44. I'm going to delete these images out completely because this is where I stored my content. Then I'm going to upload this new zipped image into that directory. Don't forget, you cannot upload a folder, but if you want to move the entire folder, you have to zip or compose it to become a file. Then you can now upload it to where you stored. So it's going up now. So we'll wait for it to complete. So once the image folder has been uploaded, then we've completed all what we need to do in order to migrate the contents of our website online, and of course our site will open appropriately. So I've moved it here. You can see there's no image folder here and it is in a zip file. So I right click and say extract this file. So once this file is fully extracted, it's in a folder now. You may not see it immediately. You can move one step up there and you now click back to folder Joomla 44. You definitely see the image. When you open it, you see all your files are now appearing there. Then of course, in order to save space, you can delete this one out. So our work is good to go. So now we can open this Joomla environment now. So what do we do? To open it, we click here and we type index. Don't forget, because we're online, index.php, and the system should open the entire content of our website with all the files that we're in. So I'm opening this online now. You can see how nice it is. We replace it. So why is it still appearing here? So let's do something. I'm going to take it to another browser. I think I just need to refresh it a couple of times before that goes out. So I'm taking it here to a fresh browser. So you can see it's appearing well now. So that's how you can migrate the content of your Joomla to your online platform. So in this way, you can build and save as many sites as possible. All what you need to do is to put them in a subdirectory. It's important to note that, now let me show you something. This is a subdirectory. If I remove this this part, if I remove this part and just click on the domain name, it shows my actual website. So what it means is that if I don't want my website to appear, then I have to go back to the web environment and delete the initial content that I have on my public HTML, leaving only Joomla 44 folder, then extract this folder directly on this environment and that website will open. So that's how you take your website online. Thank you for listening.